Hi friends, welcome back. Today is Friday, November 8th, and this is Flosstube episode number 6. If you are new here, my name is Maggie and I'm in Northwest Arkansas, and this is a channel about cross stitch and other crafts. If you like what you see, subscribe and leave a comment. If you have a Flosstube of your own, please share your handle below so that I can check your channel out as well, and love to connect with you all down in the comments. So please let me know what you like and what you're working on, what you're stitching on, and we'll just get right into things. I have a lot of things to share today, some non-stitchy related things and a lot of stitchy things. So sit back and enjoy, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to link things that I talk about today in the description box. But as always, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. So today I thought I would just give you a brief update on what we're working on and doing, how are things around here, and then take you through my whips, and then I have a previous finish that I want to show you, and then also plans and haul. The plans and haul section today is very, very, very long. So, and you'll understand why as I get into it. So let's see, where do we start? Okay, so as you can see, this tree is bare now. I have all of our trees up. All of the Christmas trees are up in the house and fluffed. These are pre-lit, so they all have lights. I did order, so we have a 12-foot tree in the living room. We have a 9.5-foot tree in the master bedroom. This, I think, is a 7-foot slim, maybe 6 or 7 foot slim. It's an Ashland brand from Michael's online. And I have another one of these in the dining room, the smaller dining room. I have 2 other trees that I may put up that we have in storage, but I don't know. But so far we have 4, right? Yeah, 4 trees put up. They're just not decorated yet. So this weekend is going to be really busy with bringing in all the tubs and just really starting that process. I enjoy that process so much, so I'm looking forward to just turning on some Christmas music and decorating. As I've said in previous videos, I pretty much put a little bit of Christmas in every single room in our house, including the bathroom. So there's a lot to do, but I'm very excited that this time of year is finally here. Love this time of year. But have you started decorating yet? Let me know down in the comments how much you decorate and if you've started or not. Some people wait till after Thanksgiving. Totally understandable. I used to be one of those people as well. But as I said in a previous video, I put so much up now, so much out now that I can't wait that late, or I would still be decorating on Christmas Eve. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. The hardest part, I think, is done. The bigger trees are up. We have a 12-foot tree in our living room, the 9.5-foot tree in our bedroom, like I said, and then these 2 7-foot trees, possibly another 7-foot slim that I may put in our entry. But yeah, so lots of decorating on the horizon. Speaking of decorating, I thought I would share with you, so this tree here, I'm in my office craft room area, and this tree I usually decorate with ribbon, but then also all of our family ornaments. So things that we've made over the years, just kind of our crafty tree. Like the trees in the other part of the house are themed, or, you know, with colors, and they're more, I wouldn't say designer trees, but you know, that type of tree. There's not any anything homemade or anything on those trees, but this tree here in my craft room office has all of that stuff. So all the ornaments that the kids have made when they were little. I've got some from when I was little that I made. I think the oldest one that I have, I was in 2nd grade. And those go up every year, and they're just really special to me. And to our family to see those here. So we put those out here, and I thought I would show some of the ornaments that I have made over the years that are cross stitch related, and then just some are just stitching related with felt. So I thought I would show some of these to you. These ornaments are probably 20-ish years old. My youngest, I think I said this in a really early Flosstube, that when I had my oldest, I was really young and 21, and we didn't have a lot of money back then, and so I made a lot of things for the tree. And so a lot of these things that I'm about to show you are from that year. That I made all of those things for our tree. It's not everything that we've made or I made, because I have given some of that stuff to my oldest. He now lives with his family. He's grown and out of the house now, so he has a lot of this stuff on his tree. But I do have some things, so I thought I would share. The first things that I will share with you, these I made. The year is not on the backs, so I am not sure when exactly I made it. I know they're at least, I will say at least 25, maybe between 25 and 30 years old. So these are the little felt, I believe these were a kit at some point. I don't have any information on it. They're so old, and I wasn't really that great at stitching back then. So, you know, they're made with love though. So we keep them and hang on to them. But this is a little Santa that I made. It's felt with little felt pieces that I cut out and just stitched on. And then he's stuffed with probably just batting and then just a little hanger stitched on. So that's Santa. I even did some French knots. Look at me. Wow. I'm impressed that I actually knew how to do that back then. So yeah, he's cute. The next one is a little snowman. Oh, he's about to lose his arm. Probably need to stitch that back on. But again, he's all made with felt and stitching. Not very straight stitches, but you know, I did my best. Very cute. These are really special. We hang these up every year. A little teddy bear. The green bow. Again, my stitching is a little atrocious. That's okay. Very cute. And the last one of this little set that I have is this angel. Again, these were kits, probably from our local craft store at the time. So it had instructions, and, you know, I didn't just make this up from scratch. That there was a pattern that I followed. But yeah, those are really cute. And these two are candy cane holders made out of felt. So I just cut out the horse shape in red felt, and then this is just yarn that I threaded through a needle, and then I just stitched little loops on the side for his mane and made the harness here and his eye. But it's open, it's like a pocket, so I wish I had a candy cane I'd show you, but you just stick that candy cane in and it comes out this end. So the candy cane kind of sits in it like that, and it hangs on the tree. And I have two of these that I made. So those are cute. And then the next one is just, the next two are plastic canvas. So this one says Noel. It looks like really, like even larger than 14 count plastic canvas. Show you the back. But just made it with some red and white yarn. I'm sure I used a needle to stitch that on. And then this one, these are fun. I made 3 of these, but I only could find one, so I'm not sure. I may have given some of these to my older son. But they're little reindeers made of plastic canvas. And if you squeeze the cheeks, it opens up and you can put a candy in there. This is a really old candy that just kind of stays in his mouth. But you can see how old it is that the eyes have actually turned yellow over time. But it has like a little back where you can just feed a hook on to hang it on your tree. But these are really cute. And I'm sure I just glued the bead on. Yeah, it's just hot glued and hot glued the eyes on. So those are cute. And then this one is, this was a pattern. I'm not sure where I got it. Again, this is another one that's really, really old, but I think there were other shapes too at some point, but this is the only one that I have left. This one, I have two of these. One of these hung on my tree as a child, on my parents' tree as a child, and I have it. And then somewhere along the way, I found the pattern to make more. And so I made some more for my kids. And so now they have some and I have two. But this has a lot of, not this one, the other one has a lot of like sentimental value to me because I remember it hanging on my tree as a young girl, 6, 7 years old. And then the back is just red. But this is fabric and it's stuffed with, I'm assuming batting, and then just stitched along. So I guess that's a little Christmas mouse. It's cute. And then the last three that I'll show you are cross stitch. This one is just one of those little gold frames that I probably got at a local craft store. And it's just got some holly and berries stitched. This looks like 14 count white Aida on the inside. And then I think this is a pre-made bow that came in a package, probably at a craft store, Hobby Lobby. Again, this one is super, super old, so I don't have any details on it, but I also had several of these as well, but I think I gave all the other ones to my son so that he could hang them on his tree. And then the last two are just these. They are cross-stitched, a little bear and a stocking. This is probably stitched on 14 count Aida, if I had to guess. Maybe 16 count. And then it's stuffed with some batting, it feels like, and then I just backed it with a felt and then just stitched the sides, not very well. I wasn't very savvy with a needle back then, but it is cute, so I've hung on to it. And handmade. Can't get rid of handmade things, right? Cute. And the last one that I'll show you is Santa. Made the same way as the other one, same fabric. I don't even know where I got the pattern, but probably out of a magazine at a craft store. You know how they have a lot those magazines with different crafts and things you can do with your kids. That stitching is terrible. But it's held together, so hey, it works, right? And then I just added yarn as a hanger. Very cute. So I thought you guys would enjoy seeing those. And but like I said, all of those things hang on this tree. This just becomes a hodgepodge. You'll see it in my next update. It'll be finished, decorated by then. And all of the kids' ornaments that they've made in school, like I said, I hang all of those and any other sentimental ornaments that other people have made for us over the years go on this tree. So it's a fun little tree and has lots and lots of memories on it. So I love it when it's finished. The next thing that I'll show you is, crafty related. I know that I've shared a lot in previous videos about my husband doing woodworking and he, making tables and things for other people. He is currently working on some stairs for a little girl. I think it might be a person that he works with, is her dad, and she has bunk beds, and he's making some stairs that, that she can climb up and down to get up into the upper bunk. But it also is going to have like an inset panel with shelves, so where she can put books and things on, her little treasures and things. And so he's working on that now. And I took some footage so you guys can see that, and I'll insert that here. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing that. He's almost finished. He's just got to finish the shelves that he was working on. That was the triangle shape that was on his project table. He's got to add the shelves and then put that inset into the base of the stairs and then trim it all out, and then he'll be finished. So I don't think he's going to stain it or paint it. I think he's gonna, the owners wanted to just do that themselves. I think they're going to paint it white to match the furniture that's in their little girl's bedroom. So yeah, they're excited and we're excited. And if I get pictures of it in the space, I'll definitely share that with you. But he did a really good job on that. That's the first time that he's ever made stairs for somebody. So there's a first time for everything, I guess. While we're on the subject of wood making, I thought I would show you just a couple more things. Jeremy, my husband, did make me I don't know if you're familiar with the HGTV, I think it used to be on HGTV show, the Joanna Gaines show. I don't even know what it's called, but when she had that Magnolia Home, is that what it's called? So when she had that show, when it first came out, I really loved it. I haven't really kept up with it or watched it lately, but I really loved it when it first came out. And when, it was the cooking show that she had, which I don't know what that's called. Anyway, she would get out and cook her dishes, and she had this huge cutting board that she worked with on her island on that show. And I fell in love with that. And so I asked my husband to make me one, and he did. So I thought I would share that. This is, several years old now. And extremely heavy and beat up because I use it a lot. But he put in the drip, I don't know what you call that, this groove all the way around that holds, that catches the drippings, like when you're cutting tomatoes and things like that. But he put feet on it. And it's super heavy duty. This sits on our island over our dishwasher. And that's where I go to chop things. And it's right next to the sink, so I can, just wipe it off into the sink. But I thought you'd like to see that. I love it. I need to treat it again, or, stain it or whatever with a food safe stain. It's starting to show its age. But another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. So he's not the only woodworker in our family. My dad also does some woodworking. And last Christmas, he made all of us kids a little like mini chopping block cutting board. And this is it. So this is in new condition. I don't use this because it's so special to me. I just set it up. You know how you see in kitchens where people will just like lean it against the backsplash and then have decorative items in front of it. That's what I use this for, just to keep it nice because my dad made it. But these are like really heavy duty iron handles that he added. He just screwed those into the ends. This is super heavy as well. But you can carry it. Or another thing that I use this for is I will put like a candle on it and burn it on my island. But I really like this, and it was a surprise and really special too for him to make these for us and give them to us for Christmas last year, or actually it's been the year before now. But that's that one. And then even more special than this, let me put this over here. I wanted to show you guys these things. So he also makes trains from scratch. He uses mahogany wood and gosh, cedar, all kinds of like oak, different kind of different types of wood. But these are just trains that he makes. I set this one out for Christmas, but these are safe for kids to play with. And he actually, I'll show you all the cards that go with it. He makes these and sells them at his local farmer's market during the summertime. So this is the engine, obviously, and it has little holes here for people. And he gave me oh, here we go. It has little people. But he gave this one to me, and I put it out at Christmas. Whoops. But he has like little girls and little boys. This is a little boy, I think. They're absolutely incredible. He sells a lot of them. He loves to make them. And like I said, he stains most of them. He used to paint them when he first started making them. He painted them, but now he just stains them because the wood is just so pretty. The grain is just so pretty. But that's the first car. And then the second car. Oops, I dropped the person. And then these doors slide open and close. I think just, oh yeah, on both sides. And they have little connectors here too, so you can connect them. Sorry about that, my phone rang. But he has these connectors here. And so kids, he sells them primarily for kids, but to play with, but I don't play with it, obviously, or we don't play with it. I put it up, and I have a portrait of Santa on my mantle, and this sits in front of it. And then the next car, it has 4 cars total. The next one is just this like a flatbed car. The wheels all, like I said, are working, and it's an actual toy. But he does like such a good job. And then the caboose. So yeah, thought you guys would like to see that. I love this train. It's really special. So there's that. And then, is that all of the update stuff I was going to show you? Showed you the train and the ornaments. So I finished my October Daily album here. If you haven't seen in prior videos, I do October Daily and December Daily, which are month-long scrapbooking, memory-keeping projects that are basically, you just tell a story a day and you number them. And so in October, you have 31 stories, and that's what this one is here. At the end of the month, you have a completed album. And I tell fall-related stories, Halloween stories, just things that are just going on, birthdays. That's actually the Northern Lights, you know, just all kinds of stuff. Craft fairs, our dog's birthday, she turned 10, pumpkin carving, just all kinds of stuff. All kinds of memories from the fall. And at the end of the month, you've got a completed album, and this is number 4 for me, for the 4th one that I have completed for October. So these are all of my October albums here, 2021, 22, 23, and 24. And then I also do December Daily, which these are all of my December Daily albums that are completed. I started in 2016, so we got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and I am just getting started in 24. And this is the album that I'm using this year. All of these albums here are Ali Edwards products. Her albums are my favorite albums. Obviously, they're just gorgeous albums. These are 6x8 in the size. They have a plate here where you can put the title of what you have in the album. For these, I just put the year. But I have started what Allie calls foundation pages. So she encourages people that are doing the December Daily Project to set up themselves for success. For if you're going to scrapbook daily in December, obviously there's a lot of things that are going on in the month. And so if you do foundation pages ahead of time, like prep your album for, you know, if you do a lot of crafty things in paper crafts in the album, you can prep your stories ahead of time so that all you have to do then when you're in the month is just print off a picture and tell a story and you're done, instead of, you know, taking so much time away from everything else that's going on in the month of December. So I have a couple of things in here that I've already started, and I will insert some video here of that up close, a little more up close if you'd like to see that. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Like I said, in the month of November, I'll be just kind of working on pages like that you saw, prepping this album for going into December. And then if you're on Instagram, I do share my daily pages in stories every day. I did that in October. And if you want to go and see those, I have a highlight saved called October Daily 24. And my Instagram is Home on the Ridge, and that's home.on.the.ridge. So you can see that. And then I have one that I'm just now starting for December, where I'll be sharing that in the month of December. So this is my favorite project, I would say, memory keeping project. That I continue to do year after year. I love it so much that's what got me introduced to October Daily, because I started with December Daily and love it so much. But it's fun to look back on all the memories. The December album, I try to keep it specifically, you know, Christmas holiday related things that I story about or talk about. So it's fun to look back on all the Christmases and having all of that stuff in one album for each year. So another thing that is December Daily related and Stitchy related. So I mentioned that you tell one story a day in that project. And if you want to know more about it, that project in particular, if you're interested in maybe doing it, starting it yourself, I'll link Allie's information in the description box below. And I'll also link where she has a blog, and I'll link that as well, where you can go out and find out more information about the project itself. And she also has classes. She calls them Prep Day and Product Play Day. So she has like kits and things that she introduces with new products every year that has new papers that kind of match the album, and I do purchase those every year, and so I have a lot of supplies and things that I can use to paper craft. But each story that you put into your album is numbered, and so this year, and I've actually done this in previous years using green thread, but this year I made my numbers with plastic canvas. So this is the 2, obviously, but I just cross-stitched the numbers 1 through 25 and then cut them out. Oh, that's the back. And then whenever I tell my story, when the story is numbered, I will take these little numbers that I made on plastic canvas, and I have like a tiny attacher that I will staple onto the page. And so that'll hold the number onto the page. And so I made those with red thread. I'll show you. This is from 2021. This is my album from 2021, and I made numbers this year they were the green numbers. So this is my first story in 2021. It's got a big 1 there. And if you open it, the story was about, is this fully open or is just, oh, it's just one pull out. The story is about our decor that year. And so I just stapled the number or glued the number on. Number 2 was about our advent calendars and our little elf on the shelf that we have. But I just attach them that way into the book. And so it brings texture, my love of stitching into the book. Here is when I was watching all the Hallmark movies and checking off the ones that I had seen for that year. The 6 is up here, and that pulls out and just kind of tells a little story about it, about how I enjoyed the movies and what movies I really liked that year. But, you know, the stories can be silly or serious, or this is Operation Christmas Child, whenever we do a shoebox every year. And so I get pretty crafty in there. So it's just a really fun project. It's my favorite, like I said. But I'm happy to use those numbers again and incorporate some cross stitch into my album. Again, this in 24, like I did for 21. So there's that. Let me get all these back in this bag so don't lose any. So I did 25, I stitched up 25 numbers, 1 through 25. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing those on Instagram if you'd like to see those every day. December 1st, that project starts. So looking forward to that. So now I will get into my whips. If you watched my last video, I talked about, I had some lofty goals for Halloween with, with this project here. I really, really wanted to finish. This is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow from Carriage House Samplings. I really wanted to finish this middle block here. I started in the center. And when I showed it to you guys the last time, I was working on this witch over here. Obviously I didn't finish it. But I had finished like right around in here. And so Halloween night, my youngest, I didn't think he was gonna, first of all, we thought it was gonna rain. So we hadn't made any plans. We were just gonna stay at home and I was gonna stitch. And we were just gonna watch old black and white movies and eat snacks and things and watch the movies, and I was gonna stitch. And the rain moved out and it was a clear day, and my youngest, who's 13, decided he wanted to go trick-or-treating with his friends, and so we were chaperones, and so I didn't get the stitchy time that I thought, but I did. When we got home, I did get a little bit done. So I finished all of the black in her skirt, and then I started with the gold, just filling in the gold, and then I jumped down here and then started to try to finish this border up. So not a ton of stitching like I had hoped, but I was happy to make a little bit of progress anyway. I finished the rest of her apron too. I came down and finished that. So now this project will go away until next season, and hopefully I'll make some more progress on it. I may pull it out earlier, probably in the summer again, so that I can try to make some progress on it before next fall. The next one I'll share with you is the mystery SAL that I had joined with my friend Lacey from the Sleepy Stitcher. And this was it's hosted by Stitchingly Stitch-Alongs on Facebook. If you go into Facebook and just search for that, Stitchingly Stitch-Alongs, you should be able to find it. They do other SALs and things, but this one's called Threads of Deceit Mystery SAL. And so, Murder Mystery SAL. And so we're in week 6, so the final week, and this is where I have gotten, we should be fully finished now with the stitching, and the killer will be revealed next week. We still don't really have all the details that we need to solve the mystery, but we're close. I think we're gonna figure it out. Lacey, I think Lacey said that our stories are a little bit different because we chose different characters. And hers, she said she thinks that she's narrowed it down to 2. In my story, the way my story is, it really feels like it's leaning heavily towards one person. So we'll see who that turns out to be. But this row of flowers here is all I lack to fully finishing this one. I think she's finished with hers. So I will probably try to finish that up tonight. And then she asked me what I had planned to do, how I plan to fully finish it. And I think what I'm going to do is, in my October daily album, one of my days that month, I talked about this mystery SAL. So I might take some, oh gosh, like backer board, sticker board, and mount it to that, and then attach it into the album somehow, like next to the story that where I told the story, instead of displaying it somewhere. I think I'll just put it in my album. But it's been a super fun SAL, and Lacey and I really enjoyed comparing stories and stitching something new each week on this. So hopefully this one will be a finish tonight or tomorrow. My third one that I will share, third whip that I'll share that I've been working on is this Autumn Lane stitchery pattern called Autumn Town. I picked this one back up and I have not been able to put it down. I am absolutely loving it. So I know I think I've told you guys in the past that I'm primarily an Aida stitcher. This is Lugana. This is stitched on, so the pattern calls for linen, apple harvest linen, but I chose Lugana instead. So this is 28 count Lugana, and apple harvest is the color, which is the called for color of the linen, but I'm using Lugana. But the last time that I shared this with you all, let me get my board here so you don't see through the back. Better. Yeah. I had stitched this roof and then this white part and this shed roof here, and that's it. So I put in all of this, all of the trees, all of this color, and I started the next house. Excuse my hanging thread. But yeah, I've not been able to put this one down. It's been really fun. And so I was talking about, I'm primarily an Aida stitcher, and with this one, so this is also on Lugana, and there's a lot of counting, you know, between rows, and it's been so difficult for me, which is probably why I'm not finished yet, because I feel like I was telling Lacey last night when we were talking, like I feel like, or the night before, I feel like I count more than I stitch on this thing, because I feel like I'm going to get off. I did get off a little bit here. These flowers, I think, are 2 rows down, 2 rows too far down, but I don't think it looks terrible. I didn't want to have to pick it out. But I'm struggling on this, and I keep pushing because I love the way the stitches look on Lugana as opposed to Aida. I just really love the look of it. This one, same thing, you know, Lugana, and I love it. I'm not having any issues at all. I'm stitching fairly quickly. The stitching, you know, I feel like it looks really nice. And so I'm excited that I am kind of hitting a groove here with this one. So I feel like I can handle this if there's projects where the stitching is like really close together and I'm not having to jump around. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I kit up new things in the future, and not, you know, try to branch out and not stitch everything on Aida, because I do love Aida and I'll continue to stitch with Aida, obviously, but not with like some of these bigger the bigger projects like this. Like I probably would have started this one on a Lugana. This one's Ada. I forgot to say what the fabric was on this one. It is 14 count Atomic Ranch. I think it's Aslan. But I chose 14 count on this one because I wanted it to be really, really big. And maybe be like a mantelpiece when it's finished. And speaking of that, someone asked me how big my fabric was for this. It's huge. I don't even know how big it is, but it's huge. It's going to be massive. I think I left myself a 3-inch margin, but it's still going to be massive and probably very expensive to frame, but that's okay because I really wanted it to be like a focal point on our mantle during Halloween or somewhere in the house for Halloween. But that's why I chose 14 count because I wanted it really big. But you know, you can do the same thing with other linen and larger counts of linen or Lugana. You can still have big pieces, but stitch on, you know, Lugana or linen, and not everything has to be on Ada just to make it larger, which is kind of what I thought when I was just getting back into stitching and still learning. So I'm excited about that I can branch out a little bit more. And like I said, I really enjoy how it looks. I just have to be mindful of what project it is, and you know, if the stitches are close together or if I'm going to have to do a lot of counting, because I want to enjoy stitching it too, you know. So I'm learning as I go. I'm just learning new things about myself and what I like and prefer. So those are all my whips, and I think now I will jump into plans and haul, which is a lot. So the last video I mentioned I was thinking about what I wanted to do for Christmas or for the holiday season, stitching related. And I have a lot of things for Halloween fully finished that I put out this past season, and I've shared about that here on previous videos if you want to check that out. But I don't have any stitching related FFOs that are Christmas at all. And so this year I wanted to, every year I say, I want to just kit up a bunch of Santa related projects and just do like a Santa theme up above our TV cabinet. And so that's what I did. And I was originally thinking that I would have 5 new starts because there's 5 Sundays in December. But y'all, I kitted up 12 projects. And so I am going to, now am I going to finish all of that by the end of the year? No, I mean, let's be realistic here. However, I am going to start them all. And I think I will do a SAL if anybody wants to join in. You don't have to do 12 projects. I mean, obviously that is a lot of projects. But so the hashtag that I came up with is hashtag Holly Jolly Startmas. So Holly Jolly STARTMAS, Holly Jolly Startmas. So if you want to stitch along, so anything, this could be, doesn't have to be Santa related, anything that you want to start. If you want to use that hashtag over on Instagram, if you use it and tag me and I see it, I can share it in stories, and we can just kind of keep up with what each other is starting in the month of December. So with that, I will share everything that I kitted up because it's a lot, 12 projects. So this is just a little bag that I have. It's Polar Express. Every year when the kids were little, we went to Branson, Missouri, and they have a train there that is the Polar Express train, like a little experience that you can buy. And then you get like a mug, and you get a ride on the train, and they serve cocoa in these commemorative mugs and sugar cookies, and then Santa comes and visits on the train, and they take you through. It's probably, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hour experience. And the kids, the boys loved it. The Polar Express book is read by one of the engineers in each car of the train. And so you follow along in the book, and then Santa comes, and they even have the hobo that runs along the top of the train in the movie. He comes in and you know, causes a bunch of mischief, and so it's fun. We have a lot of good memories from that time when the kids were little. But that's what I'm keeping all these projects in. And some of these are in project bags, and some of them are in Ziploc bags, because as you can imagine, just trying to organize and keep that straight. I didn't have time to really, I didn't have enough bags for one. I didn't have enough project bags, so I just started supplementing with Ziploc bags. But in no particular order, I will just start pulling these out and show you what I've got going here. Let's see. So these, obviously, I have committed to. I'm going to start them in December, and I don't know if you like any of these and you want to start them with me. That would be awesome. Like, these are all Santa themed, reindeer themed. The first one, some are big, some are small. I kind of was intentional about the patterns that I chose, because I wanted, you know, kind of a variety up on my TV, up on our TV stand in the living room when they're all finished. So this one is a really small one. This is called, this one's called, Is It Too Late by Lizzie Kate. Which is really cute. This one is only 39 by 81. So for this one, I am using some of the same fabric that I had for the mystery SAL. So this is 32 count Lugana in the color Graham Cracker. Again, I chose this one, A, because I already had some in my stash, but B, I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of space to jump around here, and I could handle this on Lugana, I think. But just a nice neutral. And then for the thread, I subbed out all of the colors. I just basically, looking at the picture, I just subbed them out from floss that I had in my stash. So let me lay these out, and I'll show you what that looks like against the fabric. If I can hold this up without them falling. So I just tried to pull out colors from the pattern itself. So there's project number one. And I don't know what order I'm gonna stitch these on. I thought about maybe starting with the smallest ones first and then going, you know, working my way up to the larger ones. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I have an urge to jump around or, you know, keep them kind of organized by size. So the next one that I've decided to start is called North Pole Party Pics by Bent Creek. It's part of their photo booth series. And it's just, I really like this one because it's silly and fun. And I shared in my last video, I actually have most of all of the other photo booths for the other seasons. And this is one that I'll, however I decide to finish it, I'll finish it in such a way that I can rotate them out, because there's one for every season for these. So on this one, I am stitching it on, so this pattern came from the Silver Needle in Tulsa. and I am stitching it on 16 count Aida from Picture This Plus, and the color is Fog. I do really like softer Aidas. I don't really care for like the stiff Aidas. So this is a nice, I really like Picture This Plus anyway. So this is a nice softer Aida. And for this one, I'm using all the called for DMC, except for, I subbed out the red and the green for just to make it a little brighter, because they were kind of dull. When I kitted it up and put it against this fabric, it felt a little dull. So they're still kind of dark, but I did lighten up the red and the green a little bit. So that's project number 2. I'm gonna try really hard not to get these out of order or mixed up, because that would be an absolute nightmare. The third project is called Santa's Coffee Break, and this one is by Madame Chantilly. I got this one on Etsy on her, oops, there goes the pattern, on her Etsy, in her Etsy shop. And I liked it just because it had Santa and his reindeer sitting in a tree, having coffee, taking a break. I really liked this one. So this one I am going to stitch on 14 count Aida by Picture This Plus, and the color is called Helix. And this came from, most of this stuff came from 1-2-3 Stitch. But I really liked the modeling in that. It kind of looks like a foggy day. And so with them outside, you know, in the tree, I tried to kind of match the fabric in the model on the picture. So I think I did a pretty good job on that, matching that. Again, this is like a soft Aida, which I really like. For the DMC, I did all the called for. And I'll show you what that looks like against the fabric. So that one's going to be really pretty, I think. And one thing that I decided to do on this one, I'm not going to stitch the whole tree. I'm just going to stitch this limb and Santa and the reindeer. And so to show you what section I will stitch, I'm going to kind of show the pattern way far back. But this is all I'm going to stitch, just this part. So basically that's, you know, it'll still look like they're in the tree. So I'll get the trunk of the tree and then over to this limb and over. That's all I'm going to stitch on this, because I wanted it to be, again, like trying to be mindful of the different sizes after I FFO everything, so that, you know, there's just some different sizes and things up on the mantle when everything's finished and displayed together. So there's that one. So the pattern itself is 80 by, or no, what is it? That might be what? Okay, so the whole thing is 181 by 241, so quite large. My portion that I'm going to stitch is only 80 by 100, so quite small. So I'm looking forward to that start as well. Number 3, I'll probably lose count here too, but I know this is number 3. So I didn't show this one last time. You guys kind of got a little sneak peek in my last video of ones that I was kind of thinking about kitting up before I actually started kitting things up. And I had this one as a PDF. This one is called Driving Home for Christmas. It was a PDF that I got from Love Poppet off of Etsy. And I forgot to show it to you guys last time because it was in my phone and I didn't have it printed. And I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely stitching that one. So I just love this one. It's so much fun, the little town here. and Santa's driving that car, flying with the tree and all the presents just flying out. It's just really fun. So this one is 90 by 160 when it's fully finished. So fun. So for this one, I am stitching it with 16 count Aida, Picture This Plus in the color Vellum. So just a really soft neutral Aida. And I'm using all the called for floss, and this is a lot of, it's all DMC, and there's so much color in this, and I love it. It's so fun. Let's see if I can show all of it to you without dropping everything. Look at all those colors. So a lot of color changes, but I think when it's finished, it's going to be a really, really fun piece. And I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about all of them, but I really love this one. So there's that one. The next one is new. This one is by Emily Call Stitching. It just came out. And as soon as she posted it on her Instagram, I went out and snagged it because it was Santa themed and I loved it. It is called Jolly and Merry, again by Emily Call. Aren't those just the sweetest Santas? I love that it's like, they're different color. There's pinks and things in there, which is, you know, different from what I typically decorate with red and white, not a lot of blue, but I am going to add some different colors and things and just have fun with it, you know? So there's the picture. I am stitching this on, let's see, where did my little sticker go? I have it here somewhere. Well, I thought I had it. So this is, oh, I know why I didn't have it, because this was in my stash. I didn't order this. I had this in my stash. So this is Picture This Plus 18 count, called Ariel. It's just a fat quarter from Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. And again, I just tried to look at her, the finished model, and just kind of try to match that with something I had in my stash already. And for the threads, I want to say I did sub out some of them only because I was trying to hurry and get it kitted up, and I didn't want to place another order. So I got all the DMC, is the called for DMC from Joann's, our local, one of our local craft stores. And then the other ones are just ones that I looked at the picture from my stash and tried to kind of match it as best I could. But isn't that going to be pretty? I'm excited about that. It's kind of feminine, which I really like. I have all boys, so there's hardly anything in this house would be considered feminine. So it's fun to use pinks every once in a while. I'm really excited about that. Just a little different take on Santa. And these should stitch up pretty quick. These are, so both patterns use the same colors, the same floss. And so they're the exact same size, and they're both 67 by 86. So pretty quick. So hopefully some of these I'll be able to finish this month, or, you know, in December whenever I start. I may, like I said, this weekend I'm gonna start decorating, so I'll be focused on that this weekend. But after I kind of wind down on the decorating, I may start stitching these, like, so late November. So if you guys want to join in and start some new things, you don't have to wait till December, because I may start early too, just because there's so many. There's 12, and like I said, there's no way I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to have fun stitching, and I don't know if I said this before, but, you know, people do the 12 by 12 for New Year's. And I think these will be my 12 that I pick for that as well. So it's kind of a double thing where I do this. This is kind of like my Christmas holiday stitching, but also my New Year's Eve's plans. So I'm hoping to get a lot in and maybe not put them away. Maybe just continue to stitch on them until they're finished, because like I said, I really want to have that stuff so that I can display them next year. So the next one is also Madame Chantilly. It's called Gifts for Santa. And this one, I've already stitched and fully finished, and I told you last time that I would share that with you. And here it is. So this one is stitched on 14 count. I want to say this is Vintage Country Mocha. And I had it framed professionally by Hobby Lobby in the museum glass. And you'll notice that on the model, it has like the bow and the border and some flowers and some extra things around the border. I chose not to stitch that. I stitched this piece, but I didn't stitch the stitched border around and the flowers up in that other corner. I just didn't think it needed it. But the reason, excuse me, the reason that I'm going to stitch this again is because two reasons. One, I want to gift this to my oldest son and his family for Christmas. So I wanted to get this filmed so that I could share this so that I could get this wrapped. I'm starting to purchase presents and getting everything wrapped, and I wanted to make sure you guys saw this before I gave it away. But I love it so much that I want to stitch it again for our house. So this time around, I decided to stitch it on, let's see, 16 count Wren Ada by Picture This Plus. So this is on 14 count, so it'll be a little bit smaller than this when it's finished. And the fabric I chose is just a little bit more neutral than the Country Mocha. But I'm going to stitch it exactly the same way as I did the other one. I'm going to leave the border off because I really love how that looks. That one was so fun. I love the little kids in line waiting to see Santa, bringing gifts for Santa. It's just so sweet. But here are the threads. Let's see, where's the board? So you can see that. So I'm excited to stitch this one again and have it. I'll probably have it framed at Hobby Lobby again in the same frame because I really like how the frame turned out. And let's see. Next few I have, oh, the one from Emily Call, I counted that as 2. So if you're counting here and you're like, that's not 12, that's 11. It's because I counted that one as 2. So I have 4 more left that I haven't showed you. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 left to show you. So this one is also brand new. It's not even out yet. It's still on pre-order. It's by Liz Matthews, and it's called Goodnight Cross Stitch, or Goodnight Cross Stitch Pattern by Liz Matthews. So I ordered this from Lindy Stitches. You can pre-order it now. And I think I should have this in another week or 2. Actually, I wrote that down. It will start shipping November 15th. But I just love the little town and obviously Santa and all his little reindeer there. And I have decided to stitch this on some more of that 32 count Lugana graham cracker, just because I had it in my stash. It's just a nice little neutral. And then I have 2 of the threads, but the other ones are still on the way. So this one isn't officially fully kitted up yet, but it will be. And then that will be added to the pile. Put this back in here. Okay. The next one is called, it's by Waxing Moon Designs, called Search the Sky. And it says, may you never be too grown up to search the sky on Christmas Eve. And I really, really loved this one because, as I've said before, my boys are all grown, and this is actually the first year that we will not be doing Santa at our house. We've all talked about it. I've come to terms with it. I don't know if my youngest has believed for a while, but you know, we pretended that he did, and we still had, we still left Santa out for my two younger boys. But they're, you know, 17 and 13 now, and obviously not believers anymore. And so this one really kind of reminds me of them. So I wanted to stitch this one. When I saw it, it instantly reminded me of them and kind of our situation this year with just kind of growing up and past that tradition. And so I'm excited to have this one stitched up to remind me of the time when they were little, when we did all of that, because it's such a special time. I am stitching this on, this one is, let's see, 147 by 108, so it's a fairly big one. And I'm stitching it on Picture This Plus 16 count Aida. Is the color on here? Icon? That may be, I don't know if that's the color or not. I kind of went with the bluey sky again to try to match the pattern a little bit. It is lighter than the pattern, but, or than the model. But I liked that. And then this is all of the called for. So these are Gentle Arts. It's the first time I've ever stitched with Gentle Arts. Do you guys like Gentle Arts floss? I've never used it before, so I'll get to try that out for the first time in this project. Get them laid out here and I can show you it with it. I think those will look really good with it. Oops. So there's that one. And then this one, I'm calling it a new start, but really it's a restart. And I showed this to you guys last time. This is also Madame Chantilly, and it's called In Retard. And I think, I kept saying French last time, but this may actually be in Italian. I think it is in Italian, which isn't French. Y'all, I don't know. I don't speak any other languages. So I wish I was a little more educated in this department. But so this is In Retard is the name of the chart, which means late. I'm late, I think. And you've got, is it Rudolph? I think that might be Rudolph. He's late. So he's rushing to catch up with Santa and the team of reindeer, and they're flying over a town. Love this one. I said in my previous one, she's got a similar one for this that's witches flying over a town for Halloween. That's a really cute pattern. I don't have it, but it's probably one that might make it to my stash eventually. But I had started this one on linen a while back. I want to say, I don't even know, a couple of years ago. And this is the project that I had told you guys about, that when I realized linen was not for me. But this was the start that I had. And I love this pattern so much that I wanted to restart it and do it on something that I enjoyed, because I just didn't enjoy it. It was just, it's hard for me when it's not an even weave or an Aida to really find where I need to put my stitches. Does anybody else struggle with that? And the stitches, the weave of the fabric is not even, and so I don't know, I feel like it just makes it kind of messy looking, which I don't care for. So yeah, I didn't get too far, but I'm happy to restart it again because I know I will enjoy it more. So this is going to be stitched on 16 count Ada by Fiber on a Whim. This is from 123 Stitch, and it's called Slate. And again, I just tried to match it with the model. The model may be a little bit darker, but it's just a nice gray blue sky color. And then the floss is all the called for DMC. So I had a lot of this already. Actually, I had all of it already since I had already started it, so I didn't have to like buy anything other than the new fabric. This project completed will be 238 by 105. Let's see if I can do this here. Where'd my board go? I always lose it. I'm trying to show you guys stuff. Here we go. So I'm excited about this one too. The next one, two more. The next one is also, this one may be French. I think this one is French. It's called, I don't even know. I tried to tell you guys last time and I told you I would butcher it if I tried, so I won't try, I'll just show it to you. But it's really fun and whimsical. The designer is something, Tournicoton, something cotton, that's the name. And I got this one, I believe I found this one on Etsy as well. Let's see, did I write that down? Yes, okay, so I got it on Carrie's Last Stitch on Etsy. And the designer is Tournicoton, or I don't know how to say that, you guys, but it's 130 by 130, so it's square when it's finished. And I am not stitching it on, there's a lot of like variegation in the thread and stuff. I'm not stitching it with fancy floss, I'm just using DMC, so mine won't look like this. But I did try to match the floss colors with what the called for was. And then let me show you the fabric that I chose. I chose Picture This Plus 16 count shale. And this is kind of like a purpley pink color in person, which is kind of what the model, again, I just tried to match it from the picture in the model, and I feel like I did pretty good on this one as far as matching it in person, which is, you know, compared to the picture. It's really hard to shop for fabric online, but I feel like I did pretty good this time. Maybe I'm getting better at it. But again, with the floss, I'm just using the DMC equivalent. It may have told me what it was. Let's see. Did it? I bet it did. I'll show you the pattern here. Yes, she did. She did give you she does give you a conversion chart. So that's what I chose, was the floss that she recommended in the conversion. So that one's going to be pretty too. I love those long legs of those reindeer. They're so cute. It's very whimsical and fun, and I love that about it. Okay, and the last one, last but not least, is also Madame Chantilly. And it is called, again, this is in Italian, so I'm not sure what it's called. So I'll just show you the pattern. There's the name. I got this on Madame Chantilly's Etsy. It's called Madame Chantilly XXX on Etsy. But I really like this pattern. Again, it's just whimsy and fun. Santa in a hot air balloon with Rudolph dropping down. I guess they're delivering via hot air balloon. Very cute. And I have decided to stitch this on 16 count waxing moon Ada. Now this is, of all the fabric that I just purchased to kit up all these projects, I loved them all except for this one. I don't really care for it, but I love the color, so I'm gonna go ahead and stitch it. This is a stiffer Ada, so I don't recommend it, but I did like the color. It did match the model pretty well, which is what I was trying to do. And it does have some modeling in it. It's the printed Ada, so this is like white on the back. But you can see that modeling. It's pretty modeling. I probably won't enjoy stitching on the stiff stuff, but that's okay. I'm gonna suck it up. Just get it done. Because I do like the color, and I think it'll be pretty when it gets done, or when it's finished. As far as the colors, this one is 100 by 203 when it's finished, and I'm using all the called for DMC. Oops. So I think it'll be really cute when it's finished. And a different size, it'll be, you know, long and slender. And again, that's what I was trying to go for, was just variety, so that they can all be like displayed together and just have some variety up there. So that's it. 12 projects, guys. That was a lot. That kitting up 12 projects. So I used to be a monogamous stitcher. And then I branched out and I had like 2 or 3 whips going at once. And that was overwhelming for me because I am a finishing stitcher. Like I'm trying to get to the end, like the project at the end of it. That's my main goal. I do enjoy the process though. But my main focus is just to get to that final outcome, you know, so that I have something to display in the house. And so this was a little overwhelming to have that many, but it's also fun because I love Santa. I love decorating and including Santa in our decor in the holidays. We don't have anything Christmas related that's cross-stitched out and, you know, on display. And so I'm excited. It makes me excited to just get started finally on these projects. So hopefully I can make some progress, maybe finish some of those smaller ones this month between now and the end of the year. And then, you know, with me stitching them 12 for 12, I'll get some time in on them for New Year's as well. And then if I'm not sick of Christmas by then, I'll continue to stitch them, you know, into the new year too. And then obviously I'll pull them out for Jolly July and the different things that we do during the summer for Christmas. But yeah, so tell me what you think of the ones that I picked. Tell me if you're going to join along. Again, that hashtag is Holly Jolly Startmas. So it doesn't have to be Santa. It can be anything that you want to start that's Christmas related or holiday related or winter related. If you want to join in, just tag me on Instagram and use the hashtag, and I'll share those in stories. And yeah, the next time I see you guys, I will have started 1 or 2, and I'll show you my progress throughout the rest of the year on all of those. Like I said, my only goal is to start them all by the end of December. So I'm not gonna do the Sunday thing, I don't think, because there's just too many. But I am going to just have a goal, a more looser plan of just get them, put in a thread, at least one, you know, one strand in every project before the end of the year. And I think that's doable. I think I'm gonna find that I love stitching Christmas so much. To me, it's just as fun as Halloween stitching. So I'm hoping that that will motivate me to get started on all of them and really make some progress on, and maybe finish some of the smaller ones before the end of the year. So let me know if you're gonna join me, what you're stitching. I would love to hear all about it. If you have other plans, let me know what those are. And I think, let me look. I think that was everything that I wanted to share with you today. So the next time you see me will be later in November. I'll have finished all of our decorating, and I'll share like a home tour with you guys so you can see all the trees and everything, all of our decor that we do have. I will share that with you in a home tour. I do have a fall and a Halloween home tour on my channel if you're interested. And I promised you guys a ribbon tutorial of how I put ribbon and bows in my trees. So look forward to that. And yeah, that's it. I have a couple of advent calendars that I'm excited to start December 1st. One is stitchy related, and one is December daily memory keeping, scrapbooking related. I'll share those with you guys next time before we get into December. And hopefully a lot of stitching. Hopefully I have a lot of progress that I can share with you on all of these, the Santa projects. So with that, I will let you go. Happy stitching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.